of this. Still dreams and songs, you'll catch me around here. They were here first. What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, cause it is. What you say? That it's what we need. You decided this. What you say? What did she say?
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the message, by the letter G. G for gay. What I'm browsing here has nothing at all to do with. I just happened to be on 4chan and I saw this. You gotta scroll. By the way, if you're a noob to 4chan, sometimes you gotta click. I mean, everything's set up for you. Figure it out. If you can't figure it out, you're not supposed to be there. But let me give you a hint. It's a constant competition. There are millions of people, some of the most powerful people on Earth, visiting this board. Okay. Fact. Some of the funniest, most intelligent people on Earth posting anonymously. Okay. First. Second, it's a constant torrent. So anything that gets posted is rivaled by other things that are posted. And then everything eventually ends up in going, like, falling over the edge of the waterfall and never to be seen again. So you might miss something. Somebody could cast some bait out at the bottom. My only thread got traction, and it was here. Real quick, my only thread that I've ever really posted on 4chan gained traction from. This is hilarious. I don't even know if it's still up. Oh, happy Juneteenth, by the way. I don't say that ironically, I mean that. And if you have a 4-day weekend, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yes. Black people in this country, the ghetto black people, I mean people who are actual descendants of slaves and not privilege. True, thoroughbred, like my family, purebred, ghetto black people are the inheritors of a pure sense of freedom. They are the most recent. You can count the gays if you want. I wouldn't. for reasons that I'm going to get into, because they're not. Anyway, blacks, like real. When you say black people, you know what you mean. You don't mean Kamala Harris. You don't mean Oprah Winfrey. Okay, and you know that. So stop fucking lying. You know that when you say black person, you mean Shaniqua with her fucking ghetto braids and her long ass nails and her hair did and her fucking boyfriend with the. You know. You don't mean the Nigerian immigrant that just moved in next door. Okay? Let's get that out of the way. The claim to freedom, and this is a reason why it's such a hot, I think why it's such a hot topic. They're the most recent to be liberated. They have the most valid claim to liberation, to the concept of liberty, of freedom. And that is a very important, very powerful thing. And this is why it's so it's such a delicate thing as well, because of how powerful it is. And that's why you have the ability to like psychologically manipulate people, being a vector of persuasion. Anyway, happy Juneteenth. There should be a whole fucking week. You know what? I think we should replace June, instead of June being instead of June being, you know what? It should be Black History Month. Why is Black History Month the shortest month of the year? What the fuck is that? What kind of bullshit is that? Anyway, I'm not streaming so that I can talk about. It's not my intention today. Today I want to talk about the gays. But first, I gotta see if I can. I just picture a whole team of people in the background, like on a news. If you ever watched that news show, News Hour or whatever, the people are running around. He's gonna enter his password on yada yada. What browser is he using? Firefox. Get me a Firefox tech in here now. Or they just know they already have everything. They know my password. They have. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. As long as I'm allegedly streaming. As long as I'm allegedly streaming and I have access to the recording later so I can do something with it. That's all I care about. That's all I care about, man. So, the reason I'm already off to the fucking races, huh? Races. Not racist. Here. Oh, wait, I have a question. If you believe in, like, horse racing or, like, sprinting, NASCAR, any kind of race, if you're, like, really into racing, are you a racist? Does that make you a racist? In the way that, believing in Jesus makes you a Christian? Or to be a Racian? A Racian? Or believing in Buddha makes you a Buddhist? Believing in, like, theism makes you a theist? What else is there? I think that being really into racing, like NASCAR, like my Uncle George, makes you racist. I think those two things go together. And whenever someone calls me a racist, I'm going to be like, I don't watch NASCAR. It's not for me. Although those Formula One cars are actually pretty fucking cool looking. I need to do something about my mustache too, because the fact that I'm Hitler reincarnated is starting to show. There's only the dark, like the middle is the only part that grows in dark. Everything else is gay. Okay, anyway. I wonder if it's still public. I think I was too embarrassed. Yeah. Yeah, I took it down. I might put it back up. In fact, I am. This is relevant to we're going back. Okay. This one. Alright. Visibility. Let's make it public. And then publish. This fucking this video played a very big role in. Alright, it shows that it has 374 views. When I first posted it, so this was the part of that first 4chan. That first 4chan thread that garnered the attention of, I mean, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Because it's obviously there's a honeypot element to 4chan as well. So like, is it possible? But I have no fucking idea, dude. All I know is that I had a VPN encrypted router. I posted the fucking banner, and then as the world was going to shit and all the other stuff, the COVID, the everything, the election, and then somebody from my past, William Joseph Prettyman, shows up out of the fucking blue like, I'm gonna be your best friend again. How many thousands or millions? I wonder how much it cost. Oh, I know my sister didn't get that much because she was talking about like having to move because she couldn't afford rent. Like, that didn't last long. You wasted all on your trip to fucking Florida? God, the betrayal. Okay, yeah, so I posted this in 4chan. It was not 2 years ago. And here's another fucking thing. Here's another way you know that this shit is so fucking fucked. Like, they're fucking with it. Look at when it's posted. It says July 13th, 2022. And the top comment shows 4 years ago. So the video was posted 2 years ago, and the comment is 4 years old. The fucking comments are 4 years old. Get your heads out of your fucking asses, you dumb fucking niggers. You stupid fucking ass cock bitch fags. Stupid. You're so fucking stupid. Stop being a fucking retard. Please. So this is how you know they're fucking with it. Here's the more interesting thing. Is originally, when I posted it, on 4chan, the views grew like like, bing, 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 like naturally, like organic. And then they went down. So that's like, okay, so there's devs at YouTube or Google. Like, you can't make view counts go down. Nobody can make view counts go down. Unless you work for Google. So, how many Google employees are hanging out in 4chan? And how many of them are bona fide fucking retards? Better haircut. Contact lawyers. They see, and that's the basis. Like, that's the go-to. They got everybody with that. They got everybody with that. Fucking consult a lawyer. It sounds like you have legal trouble. Consult a lawyer. Give over every fucking aspect of power and control to somebody who ostensibly understands words better than you do. Is supposed to be smarter than you. Anyway, you can go check that out. It's me fucking spurging out over the fact that I was like,
hello everybody. If you are a part of this group, keep in mind that you have the free will to opt out at any time if you don't wish to participate. This is not a private conversation. Not direct. Crime has been committed or a law has been broken. So let's just take into consideration for a moment.
Oh, I dyed my fucking beard. I dyed my facial hair. He says better haircut. Dude, I can't watch it. But it's really fucking, if you like cringe, yum, 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 yum. And it's me going, wait a second. Who was it? Oh, it was, okay, so it was right after. It was right the weekend that all this started. She sent me that message saying, the kids are, like, I'm keeping the kids. She held on to the message, the reason, for like 3 or 4 days, just for the opportunity. She's, and then sprung it on me, like, I'm not bringing the kids. Haha. Saturday, I think it was. And then the police department called me, and they were like, "Can you come down to the station and talk to us?" And I was like, I made this video. I'm like, what the fuck? How could I possibly? What the fuck? What I have to? And so I went down because I had no. Again, does any of my behavior signify guilt? I am screaming at the top of my lungs for somebody to look at the fucking logic and rationale baked into all of this. Do I? Who that has committed a crime or is guilty of criminal behavior or criminal activity screams at the top of their lungs, begging for the police and judges to look at the case and do the right thing. Begging. Please. Okay? So, I went down and I fucking talked to him. I went down and I fucking ended up crying my fucking eyes out. I was like, how can she get away with this? And so there's a video somewhere in Douglas County of me crying, and again, they got me so many times. They got me. I was wearing that fucking hat that says "Make Me." They fucking got me so many times. So many times. It's just like picture just like helpless, hopeless, crippled, retarded creature writhing in pain on the floor, and then a bully standing over them, spitting on them, and like spitting, poking them with a stick, and pointing and cackling and laughing. That's how bad it got with me. That's how fucking bad it got. They're like, ha 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 ha, fucking psychopaths. So many times. I'm still out here going, fuck you. Because I keep getting up. I keep fucking getting up. And, yeah, and they don't fucking stop. That's how you know they're crazy. That's how you know. And it's pretty much anybody above a certain income or a certain level of influence. It's one or the other. And this perfect segue. This is a tough one. This is a very, very tough one. Because all of that spurging out was about the idea of a child being transgender. So children can't even be gay. Okay? This is where we're starting. And if you think it through, just for 2 seconds, 2 fucking seconds, there's a common misconception is the result of lies is the general population believes certain things to be true that are provably false. Okay, so Nature magazine is one of the this came out in again, it's a now you have to buy it. So Nature magazine 2019. Nature magazine is a journal, a scientific journal dating back to the mid 19th century. Okay. I'm not even going to say anything else. Nature magazine is a scientific journal dating back to the mid 19th century in the United Kingdom, Britain. One of the most reliable, I know that's an argument from authority. There's probably been a lot more science happening since 2019, but think about it. Gay means sexual orientation. Agree? Sexual orientation. It's about who you are romantically and sexually attracted to. A human being does not become a sexual being until when? When do humans become sexual? In other words, what I'm saying is, if you believe, if you go out into the world and you say with a straight face, because you believe it as a, well, it would have to be a religious belief, wouldn't it? Would it not? Because it's not scientifically provable. If you go out and say that people are born gay, you are saying that you are a pedophile. If you believe that children, that babies, infants, are sexual beings, what other conclusion can be drawn from that? This is why it's satanic. Okay, so where can we go from here? What else can be said? Let's resort back to, or refer back to, the I knew this one was going to be a little bit difficult. We can refer back to the prior one of the previous live streams that involved Sorry, distraction. It's like a flash grenade. Whenever a distraction comes my way, you might, like, it's like setting off a fucking grenade, and I have to, like, regain my fucking, like, what the fuck? Where was I? There's ringing in my ears. That's tinnitus. No, I'm telling you. Gay, born gay. Oh, yes, okay. The thing about being born bisexual. Okay, so same thing applies. Nobody's born sexual at all. Period. What is sexuality? What is sexuality? What the fuck is it? It can be summed up. Let's see if I could just... Why are you gay? Let's see if I can... I can only do this with one font. So... You like... There's your answer. Oh no. Oh no. There's your answer. So, when does friction apply to your genitals? Or, stimulation applied to your genitals become relevant in terms of your lifetime sexual proclivities? Most likely, the first experience that you have where you stimulate your genitals to the point of achieving an orgasm. Okay? These are just basic biological facts. Basic biological facts. Okay? I know it's hard, but we're going to get through this. I'm going to use myself as an example. I was 11, let's see, we were living in the Pink House, I remember that, in Independence, Sugar Creek, Missouri. I forgot the address, but it was on Arlington and Scarrett, I think. It was a pink house, now it's like white or something. A lot of things happened in that house. Whew. Shit. Man, a lot of things happened in that house. It's where my older sister, I think, lost her virginity. We were both coming of age. Entering into, from, being children to being what they call, there's cultures throughout history have initiation rites. We don't have that in America. Some cultures still do it, like the Jews. They have bat mitzvahs, and I forgot what it's called for. What's it? Hey Grok. Come on, Grok. You bitch. Wake up. So bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah. Age of 12, 13. Okay? What happens? Transition to religious adulthood, where she takes on responsibility of observing commandments, etc., etc. This thing of entering puberty and becoming a sexual creature is a fucking fact baked into all humans. Now, why Americans were, I think think possibly in history manipulated into believing otherwise, or to thinking otherwise, and to being like really, really fucking weird about it, about sexuality. They say it came from like the Quakers and the Puritans and all that stuff. I think that might be the case, but how like pervasive it became, it still is. Like, all right, let's get through this. So, rites of passage, largely absent from Christian and Christian Protestant ways of living and celebrating their lives the way they live. For the better part of, let's see if is there a Christian analog. Confirmation. Catholic, Anglican, and some Protestant. Okay, so there's some Protestants who are probably fucking it up. Sorry, churchians. I'm just telling the fucking truth. Protestants probably out there fucking up human sexuality for everybody. Because when you suppress something that's a natural human tendency, you're gonna get... It's like cutting off your fucking arm. Like, if human blood flows to your fucking finger, if your finger has a function, a biological function, and then you restrict it, put a chastity belt on your finger, bad things are going to happen. And I think psychologically, that might have been the case for humans in America at some point. But here's the thing about all this. Since it tends to be the case that sexuality is tied to your first climax, because that's true of all things. People who don't like onions, for instance, don't like them because of their first experiences. Something about novelty, something about the first impression of something that imprints on your mind. And if you're stubborn like me, you'll go back until you figure out what the fuck happened. It took me 6 tries doing mushrooms before I became a devout believer. 6. I was like, what the fuck? How come I'm not seeing aliens, man? It was actually William Prettyman. Weirdly as that sounds, he was my cab driver. I took an 1/8 of mushrooms and he drove me around, and we just stopped everywhere that we needed to. And that was the day that I entered the faith. I don't know what that has to do with. Well, maybe it does. Maybe it all ties together. Like the human nature. So for me, I remember obsessively exploring. I was like, so what'll happen if I do this? What'll happen if I do this? And so my first experiences were, my first several, which just defined my sexuality as being an autosexual, were self. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think about myself. I imagine. Oh, no. That's not what that means. Oh, that's not it. It's someone who only likes. God damn it. Okay. Someone who only see if this works. Yeah. Okay, so whatever Grok is saying here, it's pretty much me. Autosexual, asexual, whatever. And I have been my whole fucking life. And I didn't know that it was even an option until the gays came out and started really talking about this stuff. So good job, gays, for that. But you're really fucking other things up. Like, you're getting this part wrong. This part, stop with that shit. Okay, and acknowledge the truth. How did you become gay? It's hard. That one's really fucking hard. Let's see what Grok says about that. What are the statistics on childhood trauma, childhood sexual and people who identify as gay? What are statistics on childhood sexual trauma and people who identify as gay? 83%. 83% reported adverse childhood experiences. Dude, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's tell the truth. Why are you gay? You the same reason anybody is anything. The truth is, all people like friction. On Dave Chappelle had a great joke about it. Dave Chappelle joke. He says Dave Chappelle. Where was it? Oh, get these guys out of here. Base niggas. Actually, we did. That's funny. That one's pretty funny. Just real quick, a quick digression. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I don't think so. Malcolm X, yeah. The guys in Ye's newest. This guy is fucking awesome. If you're black and you believe in like bettering yourself, look into Thomas Sowell. Very intelligent dude. Historical academic, and it's just an all-around just smart fucking dude. Don't know who that is. Oh, the guy who collected all the he went around collecting. It's a black dude who went around collecting KKK outfits by convincing them to stop being racist. Fucking awesome shit. Baseball players, Michael Jackson. And then people are just being funny. People are just being racist, funny, racist. Oh, this guy. Jesse Peterson, fucking love that dude. Well, I would say half the time he's trolling and half the time he's sincere. But he's a fucking funny dude. Anyway, let's get these out of here because they're eating up my CPU. The fucking faggot feds. The glow niggers in the fucking... Where are we at? 100%? Yeah, we might end up freezing up if we don't fucking cool it. Cool it off. Cool that shit off. Okay. Why are you gay? Because you like genital friction. And the people who farm you know the truth. They study the human condition with such with such a degree of specificity that they can't claim. There's no way to claim not to. Like, if you know what region of the brain is responsible for the production of fucking dopamine or whatever, you're gonna have basic information about how humans become sexual creatures. And so all the fuckery is deliberate. All of it. All the fuckery is on purpose. It's really smart people who believe that they have the right to play God. And they fucking don't. They fucking don't. It really is that fucking simple. Humans have always become sexual creatures as a consequence of their first experiences. Gay people think they're gay because their first time getting off was probably by being molested as a child. The last thing I want to say about that. Bisexuality. So when you get to the point as a pubescent child where you are exploring, I guess, experimenting and exploring, which is a very real thing. Like, as an example, again, using just myself as an example, we me and my friends, I'm not gonna lie, specifically my friend Buddy, we both lost our virginity to the same girl when we were 12 and 13 years old, and so was she. She was older than both of us by 6 and 10 months. We had both done the... It got really fucking quiet in here. We had both done the genital friction thing, auto-sexual genital friction thing. Oh, that's what I was looking up, was a fucking Dave Chappelle. Anyway, Dave Chappelle has a really good joke about borrowing friction from a stranger in the night, is what he says. He's referring to an experience that he had on a dance floor where he got back to, whether it's true or not, it's a great bit. He got back to his hotel or somewhere with a transvestite and just went ahead anyway. And this all comes together because the phallus, I don't even want to say the male phallus, but the phallus generally is the let's see if Google is going to act like a retard. Okay, so developmentally speaking, this one, I just want to view the image. You're not going to let me without being retarded about it, because it... Can I... Okay. This is what Protestants, the sexually repressed Protestant types who might even be in the fucking FBI, I have no idea, are afraid of. Just basic truths. Just basic fucking truth. Okay? Do you see? Just look. The concentration of nerve fibers in the red region, first of all, is the same, sensually speaking. And then, which is why it works the way it works. Just as a machine. Brute facts, okay? And so, the tendency for anybody, whether you have what's on the left or what's on the right or something in between, some combination of the two, genetically, there are very, very, very rare but true that happen. Like, that stuff exists. That all sexuality involves stimulating, like the stimulation and erection of this to the point of climax. It's really fucking simple. It doesn't have to be something that destroys the world. It's really fucking simple. And so a man can be visually and sensually attracted to the idea of seeing a phallus in another man. The visual stimuli for a woman is not as... It's just simply not as... Which is why they use prosthetics. Lesbians. Like the majority of human sexuality involves the phallus. It surrounds the phallus. Like, that's just a fact. It's a brute fact. You don't have to have religious ideas about it even. It's just a brute biological fact. Okay. Now, take the facts and let's just put them on a shelf somewhere. If all people are misled, if everybody is misled into thinking that the lie that you're born a sexual creature, we've seen the outcome of that, and it's within a generation that we've seen this. It is literally, like, in terms of time, it's been 10 years. Like, the confusion bomb that Satan has set off with the subject of sexuality and gender is intentionally so destructive that it was, in 2014, a popular concept to discuss whether or not it's okay for gay people to get married. 10 years later, a blink of an eye, 10 years later, there's a Supreme Court justice who can't say what a man or a woman is. Okay? This subject does not need to be as complex and as divisive as it is. Everybody has sexual proclivities and tendencies that are choices to act on. And it's that simple. You can choose to live with your friend, because without it's called sexual orientation, okay? Sexual orientation. You are oriented towards, sexually and romantically, acting upon a particular way of getting off, and first of all, it's private. So that's one thing we've really fucked up, is the privacy element. It's really gross. Like, the fact of it, no matter what it is, all sex is disgusting. All of it. It involves fluids that can carry diseases, like fluids, like secretion. Anything that involves secretions is disgusting, and that's just a fact. So this is why it's important. This is why I'm so, like, anti-pride, because it's human sexuality in general doesn't need to be a public fucking anything. The way you get off, the way that you make this gland secrete something, the way that you personally do that, is nobody's fucking business. Nobody's. Period. And that's it. So let's go back to, like, you know, when people become pubescent. And here's this is very important, because the fact of human sexuality being what it is, age gaps are really what we need to do to turn the eye of Sauron back towards what's weird. Age gap. So, human sexuality being what it is, in terms of age, only psychologically, and the best way to police this would be to go by physical age. The only thing that should be regarded as weird is age gaps. Like abhorrent, and I mean, like, everybody. There's a common conception in this fucking country, which is disgusting, that as long as a girl is 18 years old, as long as she's a quote-unquote woman, then she's quote-unquote fair game. There's an entire category of pornography called barely legal. Okay? I'm stating facts about you, America. Simple facts that are disgusting. Anybody who looks at someone who is not the same general age psychologically, physically as them, and looks upon them with desire, is a fucking creep. Period. In pursuit. Now again, if sexuality was purely private, then that would be something you keep to yourself. Like where we are now. Again, I'm going to refer to myself, and I've said it publicly before. I lost my virginity to somebody when I was 12, 13 years old. What does that say about my first experiences? Okay. I'm only gesturing here. Part of the reason that I do not act in pursuit, like I stick only to memories when I'm doing the autosexual thing, is just the simple ethical truth, ethical constraints that are related to that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and that again is nobody's business, but because of where we are, the truth is the truth. There are people in positions of power who are like carry the last name that ends in Stein or Steen, who have been commandeered and sequestered into being blackmailed by this simple fact that humans become sexual creatures at a specific age, and there's this aspect to it that is not morally governed. And the moral governance that I'm suggesting is to ostracize the concept of age gap sexuality in all forms. So if you're 13, and 12 and 13, first of all, you shouldn't, I think everybody should really learn how to take care of that themselves, like this, because of how simplistic it is. If everyone just knew how to do that themselves, there would be a lot less fuckery in the world. That's a fact. Just take care of it yourself. It's a little fucking machine. It's real fucking simple. But then, dealing with the fact of what it is, outside of, like, especially that young, outside of, like, 6 months of age difference, like, I lost my virginity to someone who was 10 months older than me when I was 12 and she was 13, and I think that was too much. I think that there should have been, like, that, although it was forbidden anyway, the fact of it was also there's too much of a gap. That's my position on it. All forms of age gap sexuality of every form should be pushed back into the darkness. And then you're gonna have a solution to a lot of fucking problems, like blackmailing politicians, like the destruction of civilization due to fallacious ideas about why you like being fucked in the ass because you were molested as a child. Anyway, I told you this was going to be hard, and I don't give a fuck. I'm here to tell the truth. And on Juneteenth, we got an hour, and we talked about gay. The gay. Alright, so the one study said 83%. LGB individuals, LGB, look at that. We're already making progress. Going back to our roots. It used to be GLA, the Gay Lesbian Alliance. And they didn't take the whole rainbow. They didn't take all the light refracted from a prism. Which is very selfish. LGBT individuals report higher rates of blah blah blah. 22 to 40% for lesbian and bisexual women, and 4 to 16 for heteros. Okay. So, I didn't fucking talk about this. So, Satan likes to deceive by knowing human nature and fucking it and just twisting it into a mockery of itself. Satan. So the flies with honey. So, and this is how the CIA and the FBI work. This is what I wanted to talk about here with this. Satan tempts everybody using nature, and ascension requires, in some sense, a suppression of temptation, but also knowing. That one's really hard because I'm just going to give you an example. There are people who, and again, I'm referring to the CIA as Satan's minions. CIA and the FBI and the faggot, retard, fucking niggers who abide by their fucking entire fucking false church, really, who go along with their psychological manipulation bullshit. It's all satanic. All of it is satanic. From the top to the bottom, it's Satan, satanic. They will use. So if it isn't like getting someone to poison me with ricin in a cigarette, for instance, which I've survived several instances of that, and I have. Okay. So if it's not using a person's vice, like sexuality, or guilty pleasures like cigarettes and alcohol and things like that, to tempt you into becoming an enslaved creature for them, there's another element to it that is so fucking sinister, because and this is how everything's so far off the rails. The tendency to, I'll give you an example. There's one guy who was one of the gang stalkers. He was one of the fucking people out, like, participating in this fucking plot to get me, you know? And his car is still here. And I'm afraid there might be fucking something in that car. I'm not going there right now, but how he entered into the proximity, like my proximity, because we ended up going and getting beer together, and he like, because he's part of the fucking, he can't handle his liquor, so he ended up throwing up and all this other shit. And this is how you know they're gay fucking retards. They're acting. It's all an act. The inn that he took, the inn road, like the way, the path in towards me, was a discussion about the Bible. This is how fucked. And because there's so many distractions showing up here right now, I think I'm gonna just probably end it. But just really quick, I now am in a position where I have to watch who wants to discuss religion with me in real life. Like, this is how fucked the war against Satan is. Like, people who are disingenuous, like they are not genuinely interested in religion, they will pretend to be just so they can get near me. And there's a new guy here who you guys might as well just get rid of him. You might as well just get him the fuck out of here. I watched, he was on his way to sit down today, pretending to be on his phone, and if he was having a conversation, it was way too loud, and so he's retarded for trying it. But he made sure that I was within earshot of him saying, yeah, I've been reading my Bible. Like that kind of shit. And I already suspected him before that, but that's confirmation. You don't have a guy, their teeth, like the way, how nice, there's so many giveaways. There's so many dead fucking giveaways that the CIA is sending their best and their brightest to fuck with me. And it's really fucking sad. You guys, again, just come get me. Like a man. Walk up to me, look me in the eye and say, excuse me, with all due respect, here's what we're gonna do. Unless you're a satanic pedophile who only wants me dead, and then go fuck yourself. You faggot. You worthless nigger fucking faggot. Go kill yourself. Start a 12 gauge. If you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You've been lying so long for so many generations that you can't even you don't even know what the truth looks like. A basic conversation about human sexuality probably makes you weak. Okay, I'm gonna end this because it's just too much going on here. We'll talk about Ouroboros next time, but if you look it up, the snake always eats itself. That's what that means. The snake, Satan, if you just allow, just watch from a distance, watch these things, evil consumes itself. Because it's like a fire. This is where the idea of hell being fiery comes from. Every human action that is evil is a temporary flare of uncontrolled chaos. Okay? And just like sexual acts, like Do you know what I'm saying? Like sex itself, like when you go to have a spontaneous sexual something, whether it's infidelity or gay butt sex or whatever the fuck, there's always this temptation aspect that is of the element of forbiddenness or taboo something. And it's the same thing as what these psychopaths do when they kill people. It's chaos consuming. It's brief, but it is conscious, which is conscious in a way that you don't understand because you're fucking possessed by the god, the ruler of this world, Satan, the faggot. Okay, so if you step back and don't let it get to you, don't succumb to temptations, and just reserve and remain calm and at a distance, you will notice that it eventually eats itself. Because of the nature of it, it consumes itself. And that's what the Ouroboros is. And there's some people who, I don't know the whole meaning behind it. Ancient symbol depicted as a serpent or dragon eating its own tail. Yeah, some people revere it. Like they think of it as as just nature. There is true to a certain extent, but like my message is literally my message. I'm a messenger. I cannot help what I'm doing. I have to do this. It is like a fucking chef who doesn't cook. It's like a painter who doesn't paint. Like I can't not do what it is that I do. The surname Swift has English origins and is derived from quick or fleet. It was used as a nickname or descriptive surname for someone known for their speed, agility, or quick wit, possibly a messenger. Messenger. Okay? So my last name literally means messenger. I'm here to deliver the message. A message of hope for those who choose to hear it, and a warning for those who do not. Humans, get your fucking shit together and stop being retarded. Satan has you by the balls. You're on the edge. And all you gotta do is just come back. Come back from the edge. The end of the world is always near. The end of the world is always nigh. Always. It's a matter of intention and participation for us to acknowledge where the ship is going and to correct the course. Okay? And I'm just here to say there's a lot of shit going on in the world that needs to be corrected. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. Have a good day. I need sugar in my blood. Oh, and if you're one of my children or one of God's children, no matter what, I love you. Goodbye.